G'day boaties, we're back on the beautiful Telebudger Creek. The sun is shining today, but we have got the Extreme 545 Sport Fisher. Now there's not many videos of this boat out on YouTube, so we're actually one of the first to show you guys a little live demonstration and some of the features on this boat too. Now this is a customer one. He's just about to pick up very shortly after we're finished, but basically we're going to run through the boat, show you some running shots as well, show the drone, and see why this may be the next boat for you. It's such a versatile boat. It's got a cab, it's open, it's got protection too. So let's jump aboard and we'll go right through it. Now this 545 Sport Fisher is built like all the other Extremes. They haven't compromised anywhere on quality, and it goes right through the entire boat too, which you can see. But pretty much what we have here is a 5mm bottom sheet and a 4mm side sheet. Now, very heavy graded aluminium, of course, and this is only a 5.5 meter boat. So they haven't compromised on that at all. So basically, you mix that in with the 19.5 degree dead rise that this boat has. It's going to be excellent for choppy conditions. And what even better as well, it's got massive reverse chines on here, which I'll show you another shot just now. But these reverse chines act as big wings and essentially generate lift for the boat and keep the boat as high as possible out the water. Now, what that does, and what Extreme is renowned for, is their handling and their predictability as well. That's what set these boats apart. So for example, if you're coming back through a following sea, you can be assured that with an Extreme hull like this, you're going to know exactly where that boat's going and you're going to have maximum control of the boat the entire time. And that's why people buy an Extreme boat. Now what we got going on at the front of this boat, we'll work our way through. But basically we've got a nice shear line coming through, which I love on the Extreme boats. It is a beautiful finish, and you can see they've got this polished alloy coming through here from the aluminium. It's all polished up here, but on top of the gunnels here, we've got the sea deck on the top here, so for that extra grip. So if you are jumping onto a beach, or even if you just want to hang out in front of the boat, you have got grip under your feet, so you're not going to be sliding off the painted aluminium below. So a good option to have. Definitely the sea deck on the top of the gunnels here. But as we work our way forward, you can just see all these worlds coming through. The finish on an Extreme boat is second to none. You really got to see these boats in person to appreciate just the workmanship that goes into these sort of vessels. But worlds beautiful all the way through. We have optioned in an electric motor bracket at the front here. So as I always say, they're very popular here on Queensland waters, putting them in coda at the front there. The storage for batteries beneath inside the cab too. So put an electric motor on there, that is ready and set to go. We have got our anchor sprit at the front here, heavy duty of course, and a massive deep anchor well inside there. So if you did want to put a small drum winch, and that is fully ready to go. Powerhouse, of course, Gold Coast Boating Centre, we only choose Yamaha. And that's no different on the back of this 545 Sport Fisher. This is the maximum horsepower, the Yamaha F115. It is a extra long shaft transom, so 25-inch. But basically max horsepower, you're going to be getting the best fuel efficiency, best power as well when you need it, especially if you are in rough conditions out in the sea or coming through a bar. I always recommend to customers at least try to go for maximum horsepower if you can. I've never met a customer that has regretted going to max horsepower. So if you can, max horsepower, which is the 115 now, that is the big 1.8 litre block. So plenty of torque, has got the bigger prop on there too, and I wouldn't be choosing anything else on this Sport Fisher. Okay, now onto the transom area, the boarding area. We have got the single ladder here, so nice and simple. Obviously for getting on and off the boat, you've got that right there. But again, you can see our sea deck option is coming back into play here. So again, just for some extra grip, have got the hydraulic steering on the motor, which is all there. And this is our 100 litre fuel tank area too. Love it, having it at the back of the boat. You know, if you did make a mess, it's not going to be going inside onto the floor of the boat. So great feature of just the Extremes having this on this Sport Fisher at the back of the boat there. So you're going to minimize that risk of spilling fuel. But as you can see here, you're probably wondering what these holes are. This is the drainage for the light bait tank. So you don't have a standpipe anything like that. When it reaches the level of the holes here, it just drains out the back. Very easy, simple. You don't have to, put standpipes, anything like that. So that's there. But, very simple design. You have got the nice rails here. You can see the CNC'd extreme cleats, which I always love. Of course, they're just a beautiful finish. Welded rod holders on top of the gunnels. We've got 3 for each side. So there's 6 here already. Couple cup holders either side too. Okay, continuing our way through the back of the boat here, you can see the live bait tank again, like we discussed before. Nice big viewing window again, which I love on a boat, just seeing the condition of your bait, how much bait you got left. That's all there, and very easily accessible just right through the top here too, which is the whole walkthrough area. So live bait tank is standard feature on this one, of course. Here's our optioned bait board. Now there is a plethora of extreme bait board options. You can see those on our website. But essentially this is the smaller style. So you have got the 4 across the back, nice little cup holder here, a few nice storage areas and bits and that. You have some lures in the back here. Poly cutting deck here, cutting board there. But again, for those people that want to take a bit more passengers out on their day, you can take up to 4 passengers on this boat. But here is the optional folding lounge. Now, very easy to take out too. You pretty much just take out the side, but you can put it back in, put the legs down, one on either side, and you've got spot for another couple of passengers. On those days, you are taking a few more people out. Okay, so this customer has also optioned in for a dual battery configuration, which you can do through Gold Coast Boating. Good option, again, if you are concerned with how much electric, or how many electronics you have, or if you just want to be extra sure that you're not going to run out of power, a dual battery is always a good way to go. Now they're both stowed away very comfortably inside there, not struggling for any room at all. So that's how you access those. There's our isolator switch as well from the factory. And again, just opening up here, a bit more room inside here, but access to your fuel filter under there. And you can possibly put some small bits and pieces under there too. Okay, at the front of this, well, in the driver's station of this 545 Sport Fisher, what I've got in front of me here is the Garmin EcoMap 95 SV. Now that looks like it's the max that can go into this size, and you could possibly put a couple other little smaller gauges over to the side here. But I have got our Garmin on here, which is probably our most popular chart plotter that we do sell at Gold Coast Boating. Is, it's got everything you want. It's got charts, side scan, down scan, and your traditional sonar and things like that too. So that's all there. Again, moving our way down is our, obviously we've optioned in the hydraulic steering. So on this 115, it's effortless steering. That's all there. We have got a couple more little knickknacks here. We've got our dual USB, our 12-volt plug. Here's our 4-gang switch panel, standard from factory too. So they do light up to tell you what is in use, which I love. Moving down, we have got a Fusion RS70, which is the customer's request too. And you can see those over on the side here too. Finishing off, we have got our GME VHF radio, which is within arm's reach down there, and our Yamaha concealed control box over to the side here. Okay, now for the seating configuration, these are the standard seats you do get on the Sport Fisher. So we have got our standard welded in post down the bottom here. There's a little bit of storage just under those, so you could probably put a small tackle box under those too. But these are the standard covered extreme seats that you will get. Now we have optioned these for a slider configuration too. So if you got long legs like me, if you need to go back a bit more, you can push the seat front and back, and they also rotate around too. So if you got someone here and you're doing skiing or tubing at the back, this passenger can spin around and make sure they've got visibility the whole time. But as we move forward to the front of the boat here, what I must say, this is one of the strongest grab rails that I've seen on a windscreen in a long time. Usually you'll find that there's a bit of flex in these grab rails on a lot of runabouts, some bow riders as well, but this is fully fabricated into the entire cabin of the boat. You can see the welds running through here. But again, for the passenger, that is if you are going out on a rough day through some rough seas, you have got plenty of grab points here. So you've got the entire, obviously the rail on the windscreen up here. You've got a rail here, you've got a rail here. They've really thought about the extreme guys. When you are going in those rough conditions, you want as many grab points as you can, and they haven't compromised that at all. So grab points all the way around the boat, which I love, especially if you are heading off sea into offshore conditions. You want to be as safe as possible, and you've got plenty of that in this 545 Sport Fisher. Okay, now shade on this Sport Fisher. Simple solution, but works great. Now this is the standard bimini style you will get with this boat. We have got the 6 rod holders across the back. Now they're welded in very strong too. This is fully collapsible too, so if you do want to take the whole thing off, if you are struggling for height in a garage, you can take these points off here and just remove the whole thing too. It works great, it's very big too, so you've got plenty of shade coverage under the driver and passenger seat positions. Now for a 5.5 metre boat, there's not many cabs where you can get quite a good amount of room like this Sportfisher. Now it's not a full-size cab, it's not a full half cab boat, but it doesn't compromise on the space inside here. Now for those days where it does turn a little bit nasty, you can option this boat up to have clears and down the side too, but this is also a great space to just hide away from that. You can shelter out of the rain, out of the wind if you wanted to do that too, but this is great. It's quite high, especially for me. I'm a tall guy, but I've still got some head right here if I'm sitting here. But again, for those smaller, for a lady, this would be very comfortable as well. So if you did want to stretch out a bit, you can do that. Has got the shelf, the storage bunk up here too, which we have got our safety equipment under here. This is access to the anchor winch if you wanted to go under there and access all that. That is right through there. It has got a massive hatch up here, which I love. So if you want that fresh air coming through, open that up and you've got nice fresh air circulating through the boat. It completes the look. You have got more storage beneath here, so if you did want to chuck some things under there, out of the weather, go for it, that's your spot. But a great all-round cab and a 5.5 metre boat, I don't think you can get much better. Now, like most extreme boats, you're going to get the standard checker plate welded floor on this Sportfisher. Now there is a couple different options if you wanted to go for a C-deck finish. Now the factory does offer that. So if you wanted to put that on as a floor, you can choose that. But that's standard, comes with the check plate, and surprisingly, it doesn't heat up as much as what people think they do. Like we've been in the sun here for the last half an hour. I got my bare feet on this and there's no heat at all. If you did want a bit more grip and a nicer feeling beneath your feet, you can go for the C-deck too. But as standard, you'll get this checker plate flooring and see the welds all the way through. It's fully welded. Again, adds strength to the boat, and it's very easy to clean too, like with that deck wash there. Hose it out, you're not going to be left with any stains or anything like that. Now, a great option that you can't go wrong with, especially on a fully welded checker plate floor like this one, is a deck wash. Simple, if you make a mess inside, spray it off. It pulls the obviously the ocean water through, drains out, and again, if you want to keep your boat nice and clean, add one of these. Now, I must say the handling on this 545 Sportfisher is incredible. It's actually so fun to drive this boat. 115 on the back, there's 2 of us on board, 2 adults, and this thing just goes. We'll do some running now. I'll show you some sharp turns here and there, but it's such a fun boat to drive. We'll launch it onto the plane just now, and yeah, I'll show you pretty much what I'm talking about. So right, wherever I want it to go, it just goes. And the pretty sharp turn that we're doing, I'm pretty comfortable the whole time too. It just grabs wherever you want it to go. It's so fun to drive this boat, I must say. Awesome, awesome boat. Okay, now this is having a look under the 545 Sportfisher. We've got on the trailer here. Now, this is the Dumby Loader Pro trailer, so very easy to get onto this boat, onto this trailer when you are launching and retrieving. But this is the self-flooding keel here. Now that fills up while you're at rest. That runs all the way through to the bow of the boat, obviously bringing the boat weight down and increasing the stability of the boat. These are the airtight chambers under here, so again, just for more stability while you're out in the water. Now there's air chambers which run down under the actual floor of the boat, and that's how they cap off there. But you can see the 19.5 degree dead rise and these big reverse chines here, and they angle out the other way, and they act as big wings to get you onto the plane and keep the boat very steady while you're driving. Gets the boat nice and high out the water, and it's a very predictable boat, which Extreme are known for. That was the Extreme 545 Sportfisher. Very versatile boat, as you can see by its cabin, shade, and openness as well. If you're looking for a plate boat, not too big to handle with you know, you're going to be struggling by yourself, this is a perfect little size that could be for you, where you can jump offshore in a day, take it inshore up in a river like we are now. It's that versatile. If you need any more information on this 545 Sportfisher, jump onto our website at gcbc.com.au, or if you prefer to speak to a salesperson, give us a call on 07 5576 7388, or even better, come check it out in our showroom. We've got a range of extreme boats always on display, and we'll see you out in the water.